So here we go, making full use of my free trial. Saw another movie that I wanted to see at some point. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie, of course. I'm hoping to review Sonic Prime when that comes out, but who knows what it'll be like, what the show will... it could be anything. You know what I mean? This review will probably be pretty short because this movie's not that dense. It's mostly a kid's movie, but let's just get right into it. So let's just start with Sonic. Sonic's really... he's really fun in this movie. He's not really the Sonic we know because he's more childish. He's like Teen Sonic, I think that's what they call him in the mobile game. He's very much the standard kid type ADD creature from another world type of thing. And basically the plot of the movie is that he's totally alone. And I'm surprised Longclaw only showed up for like 2 seconds at the very beginning along with the echidnas. But I suppose if they showed up any longer than that, that'd cost a lot of money. But I like that he's jumping through like a bunch of different worlds and he's got this like bucket list of things he wants to do, and Earth is like presented, it's shown to be a lot better than all the other worlds if they're anything like the mushroom place, which I'm guessing is a reference to Mario. So I enjoy Sonic in this movie, but it's clearly not like actually Sonic. Like he's even, whenever he gets emotional, his super like blue power thing activates, which is not anything close to what it should be, and I don't know how they're going to handle that in the sequel, but it was interesting. It's just not, I just don't think it's going to work if they start adding in more game elements, which it seems like they will. James Marsden's pretty good in this movie, which is surprising. Well, it's not surprising, it's just surprising how good looking he is, because I remember him from the X-Men movies from like 10 years ago, and he still looks really young. I like that he's like a protector of the animals and his wife is a vet, so it really plays into the opposition of them being the opposite of Dr. Robotnik rather. And Jim Carrey as Eggman is pretty... I love Jim Carrey. He's one of my favourite actors. Mostly because I'm not good at picking favourites and he's a pretty safe bet. But I really like at the very end when his voice really sounds like Mike Pollock's voice. It's just so... Part of me even thinks that it's actually just Mike Pollock and he just dubbed it over. If it is Jim Carrey though, I doubt we'll keep it up the whole of the next movie. As for the plot, it was pretty simple. Some weird things, especially towards the end where everything's just fine in a very kids movie sort of way, but it wasn't a big deal. There's a lot of humour in this movie, and even some topical humour, which I didn't expect to like, but it's contextualized by Sonic watching a lot of movies, so I actually ended up liking that, and it felt more like when you're watching an 80s movie and they make a topical reference and you're like, oh, that's cool, because it feels more ingrained, although he does floss like twice, and that's awful. Like, what? Whose idea was that? He didn't floss in the trailer. I did laugh out loud a couple of times, so that was pretty cool. It's certainly a movie I would watch again, especially because of the flash time, I guess you would call it. Super speed sections, and the action in this movie was really good as well. The bar scene was particularly entertaining, probably more so than the other one, because the other one looked cool, the one later, but it wasn't exactly like, there wasn't as much going on. He even like reads the Flash at one point, which is hilarious, but unlike Flash, this is more of a kiddie type thing, so I hope in the next movie there's a lot more usage of that power, because the rules you can just throw the rules to the wind when it comes to a kids movie and just how fast he's supposed to be going. Earlier on in the movie you see him like talk to himself, but there's no like speed sound effect, where I wouldn't be surprised if they took it out because it was too distracting, but it looks like there's multiple Sonics there instead of him being himself and moving all about. The noise of the whooshing would probably be distracting, like I said, but for me it was really jarring just to see him there and there and there. So yeah, this wasn't exactly high art, but it was a pretty good movie. I'd watch it again. I can't wait to see, well, I can certainly wait, but I'm interested to see what they do in the next movie, how they incorporate Tails and Knuckles, and maybe even Amy and Metal Sonic, perhaps. And if that goes well, maybe they'll keep adding more characters, Shadow, Rouge, all that stuff. Speaking of which, every time I hear Green Hill, which comes up at one point in this movie, every time I hear it, I always hear Silver's theme, because I guess it's the same tune. Every single time I listen to Green Hill, I just hear Dreams of Absolution. So I'll probably give this a 7 out of 10. It's definitely better than a 6, but I don't know if I can give it an 8 with how little substance there is to this movie. Like, everything that's there pretty much is good, but, you know, it's a kid's movie and you can really feel that, I would say. 7 out of 10, hoping the next movies is just as good, if not better.